At first, these stories seem unrelated. A woman washes her underwear in a hotel coffee maker and calls it a travel hack. A beauty influencer films himself screaming at a laid-off worker and calls it honesty. A surgeon live streams an operation and calls it content. A college student cries on camera because her school newspaper did not make her famous enough. There is one psychological shift connecting all of them, and once you see it, you start noticing it everywhere, including in yourself. Start with the funniest one, because it is also the most revealing. The woman puts her dirty underwear in the hotel coffee maker, presses brew, lets boiling water run through them, films it, posts it, captions it. Travel hack. At no point does it occur to her that the next guest will use that coffee maker to drink coffee. Not because she is stupid, because the next guest does not exist in her world. Her world has an audience. It has followers. It has a comment section. It does not have a next guest. Outside the frame is not real anymore. And this is only the beginning of what that means. A beauty influencer with millions of followers receives a DM from a woman who just lost her job. Spirit Airlines collapsed, 17,000 people out of work. She asked for a small donation. He filmed a 2-minute video in a bathrobe calling her a lazy piece of shit. He told her she was entitled. He told her she could have applied for 100 jobs instead of messaging him. He told her, "Welcome to the real world, sweetheart." He posted it, expecting applause. Picture this: a man in a luxury bathrobe, ring light on, camera angled perfectly, calling a stranger who just lost her income lazy and entitled, filming it, editing it, uploading it. At no point thinking, this is a real person having a bad week. She was not a person to him. She was material. But the real damage is not in the cruelty. The real damage is in what comes next. A plastic surgeon called Dr. Roxy live-streamed operations on TikTok. Not educational, entertainment. Hundreds of thousands of followers watching her cut into unconscious patients in real time. She botched at least 3 procedures. Her license was permanently revoked. The patients trusted her with their bodies. She turned their bodies into content. And every viewer who tuned in, who stayed, who followed for more, helped the platform confirm, this works. Keep going. Now it gets quiet. And this is the part that actually matters. A college student was featured in her school newspaper. 3 influencers were put on the cover. She was not one of them. She filmed herself crying and posted it. She said she was trying so hard. She said micro-influencers do not get enough recognition. She said, it just feels so shitty. She was not faking it. After enough time online, some people stop knowing whether they are feeling something or performing it. The boundary disappears, and nobody notices when it goes. Imagine her, alone in her dorm room, crying. But the camera is on, and somewhere in her mind, she is composing the post while the tears are still falling, framing the vulnerability, choosing the words, anticipating the response. Is she sad? Yes. Is she performing sadness? Also yes. And she cannot tell where one ends and the other begins. This is what connects all of them. Every platform runs the same loop. Post, measure, adjust. Post, measure, adjust. Post, measure, adjust. Thousands of times, silently, until the person inside the loop begins to process the world differently. The algorithm cannot tell the difference between admiration and horror. A viewer who watches because they are inspired and a viewer who watches because they are appalled produce the same data point. Both count as engagement. Both get amplified. The algorithm did not create narcissism. It industrialized it. It took a trait that exists in everyone and built a global infrastructure that rewards it, measures it, and scales it. The more you perform, the more the platform distributes. The more the platform distributes, the more you perform. The loop does not stop. It does not have a stopping condition. It has a growth function. But here is where it gets stranger than most people realize. The audience is not innocent. You clicked on the cringe, you watched the meltdown, you shared the disaster. You screenshot the most unhinged moment and posted it with a laughing emoji. Every click taught the platform, this works. The platform amplified it. The creator saw what got amplified. The creator made more. The audience and the creator are locked in a loop. The audience rewards the behavior it claims to despise. The creator produces the behavior the audience rewards. Outrage is not resistance. Outrage is distribution. The people who were horrified by the bathrobe video made it go viral. The disgust was the amplification. The system does not care why you watched. It only cares that you did. A business owner went on a podcast and said she loves firing people on Fridays. She described stopping by someone's desk on Wednesday to schedule the meeting so they would spend 2 days dreading it. She said she picked out the negative people. She said she could not wait for them to come in. She said this smiling. The clip went viral. Millions of views, enormous outrage, and every view fed the algorithm exactly what it wanted. She could not read the room. But the room could not stop watching. And this leads to a much stranger problem. Authenticity itself has become a performance. The most successful content in 2026 is not polished. It is raw, unfiltered, vulnerable. The shaky camera, the no makeup selfie, the crying video, the "this is me being real" post. But the scariest part is that authenticity performs better when it looks accidental, which means the most optimized behavior on the internet right now is the simulation of not optimizing. People rehearsing spontaneity, practicing their unrehearsed reactions, filming themselves being natural. The performance of authenticity is the highest form of performance, and the audience cannot tell the difference. Nobody can. A meta-analysis from the University of Michigan tracked empathy scores among college students over 30 years. Empathy dropped 40%. The steepest decline started after 2000. The sharpest cliff was after 2009. 2009, the year the feedback loop moved into your pocket. That number is not about influencers. That number is about everyone. Think about the last concert you went to. How many people around you were recording it on their phones? Not watching the concert, recording the concert, holding a screen between themselves and the experience, producing a video they will never watch of a moment they did not fully have. A room full of people, not one of them fully in it. Now, here is where it gets personal. You know that moment when something happens and your first instinct is not to feel it, but to imagine how you would describe it? When you photograph food before you eat it. When something funny happens and you think about the caption before you finish laughing. When someone tells you something painful and part of your brain is already composing the message you will send about it later. That is the same mechanism. Smaller, quieter, but the same. The influencers are not a different species. They are further along a curve that everyone is on. The only difference is dosage. 5 years ago, these people looked insane. Today, they look familiar. The platforms did not set out to create people who cannot read a room. They set out to maximize engagement. But the skills the platform rewards and the skills required to be a decent person in a room full of real people are diverging. The better you get at one, the worse you get at the other. The influencers optimized for the platform. The room paid the price. And slowly, without anyone deciding it, the room started to empty. Because the platform is always on. The platform always responds. The platform always has an audience. The room just has people. And people are harder. People are slower. People misunderstand you. People disagree. People do not optimize their responses for your satisfaction. The question is not why influencers cannot read the room. The question is whether the room still exists in a form anyone can read. The platforms are still running. The loop is still turning. the metrics are still climbing. And the scariest part is not that people stopped reading the room. It is that more and more of them no longer believe the room is real.